Hello, welcome back. Do you like my singing monsters? Because I like my singing monsters. What a redundant question. Of course you love my singing monsters. Why else would you be watching this video? Regardless, if there's something every MSM fan is a fan of, are the monsters. And with every passing year, they add tons of new monsters and variants, that picking a top 10 is an ever-changing list. So let's just pause things and look at the past. Each year adds enough new monsters and variants that you can make a top 10 list for each year, which is precisely what I'll be doing. I'm considering a year as an MSM year, ending at the end of the respective anniversary month. For this list, I'm counting rares and epics as separate to their common counterparts. However, I will not be including prismatics at all, due to their sheer number of them, and the dilemma of whether the 6 different colors count as a single monster or not. When it comes to young and adult versions, both are counted as the same monster since a majority of young monsters were released the same time as the adult version. And for the releases of fire monsters and celestials, I'm only using their initial release to either the main game or Dawn of Fire. Their subsequent releases will not be considered. Also, the monsters aren't ranked, and each year's monsters won't be ordered worst to best. Otherwise this video wouldn't come out until January. Picking just 10 was hard enough as it is since there's so many great monsters released each year, so these are mostly monsters that stood out or tried something new. And with all that out of the way, let's start out 2012 with the largest cast of new monsters to choose from, at a staggering 45 new species. Choosing just 10 was nigh impossible, especially when you realize all 30 original naturals released, as well as the 5 core seasonals, Sugarbush, and Wubox. This was also the start of the ethereals with Ghast, Grumpire, Rebro, Geode, Wisp, Nebulob, Araculele, and Voodoo, all releasing this year, so it was a really tough decision. I ultimately chose Quibble, Bogart, Deej, Shellbeat, Chorister, Ghast, Geode, Punkleton, Sugarbush, and Wubox. Some honorable mentions are Riff, Wisp, Araculele, and Voodoo. Our second year is from October 4th, 2013 to October 6th, 2014. Significantly fewer with only 16 to choose from. We have the remaining 7 Sugafam, as well as the 7 remaining original ethereals. 2 other monsters released this year that most probably forgot are Gajube and Yostrich, which were exclusive to the PS Vita version of the game at the time. I went with Humbug, Socks, Bellowfish, Dragong, Fungprey, Gajube, Sugarrock, Sugarbeats, Sugatar, and Sugavox. Some honorable mentions are Sugarbuzz and Yostrich. The third year is from October 6th, 2014 to September 30th, 2015. It was a hard decision since this year was very saturated with rares. All 30 original natural rares released this year, as well as the original fire monsters from Dawn of Fire. Kena, Stog, Boskus, Fangler, Flower, Glowl, Ziggurat, Thrumble, Flugel, Sousa, Wallaby, Ruditoot, Waddle, and Flumox. This year had a lot of rares, but most are just recolorations of the original, so I ultimately went with Kena, Stog, Fangler, Glowl, Ziggurat, Flugel, Wallaby, Ruditoot, Flumox, and Rare Noggin. Some honorable mentions are Sousa, Rare Toejammer, and Rare Entbrat. The fourth year is from September 30th, 2015 to October 4th, 2016. This year introduced the Dipsters, the first 11 Wublins, the first 3 Celestials, as well as Repetillo, Wink, Barb, Yelmet, and Candelabra. The year also introduced rare ethereals, with the rare versions of the single elementals, as well as Dragong and Fungprey. 2 other significant rares were the first rare seasonal, Rare Hula, as well as Rare Wubox. I chose Repetillo, Yelmet, Candelabra, Zinth, Poke, Dwumroll, Timpa, Scaritar, Ludwig, and Rare Wubox. Some honorable mentions are Thwack and Tort. Then the fifth year is from October 4th, 2016 to October 2nd, 2017, and was about finishing things off rather than starting new content. We got the remaining 8 Wublins and remaining 9 Celestials, as well as the 4 remaining rare core seasonals and 8 remaining original rare ethereals. We did get 5 new fire monsters and the first 2 Wordos this year. I decided to go with Krillby, Dromedary, Astropod, Pixelotl, Bon Appetit, Atmos, Hornicle, Blossom, Vamp, and Galvana. Some honorable mentions are Blipsqueak, Fleechworm, Talker, and Parlsona. The 6th year is from October 2nd, 2017 to September 30th, 2018, and it was a very easy choice. We got the first 8 epics added in Anniversary Month, as well as Magpie. And if you were doing your math properly, you'll know that our top 10 monsters are, well, top 9, is all of them. This is because only 9 new monsters were added, and it's the only year that didn't add enough qualifying new monsters. This is due to most of the year's content either being new baby monsters for Naturals in Dawn of Fire, or new baby Celestials on Celestial Island. Technically, there's no honorable mentions, but I would like to bring attention to the baby Celestials as some of the coolest baby monsters. The 7th year is from September 30th, 2018 to September 30th, 2019, and is very epic heavy. With 16 new epic naturals and the first 4 epic seasonals, we also got 3 new fire rare monsters. We also got 3 new monsters to old classes, Steworb, Incisor, and Bisonorous. But the big addition this year was the introduction of the magicals, starting with the 8 psychic elementals. This year, I chose Incisor, Theramind, Periscorp, Ruba, Gloptic, Epic Pango, Epic Octopus, Epic Quibble, Epic Deej, and Epic Hula. Some honorable mentions are Steworb, Epic T-Rox, Epic Scups, Epic Reedling, and Epic Bogart. The 8th year is from September 30th, 2019 to October 7th, 2020, and we have an even bigger year than the last. First, we have the remaining 6 epic naturals and the last epic course seasonal, as well as 13 new fire rares. For brand new monsters, we have Tiawa and Gobbligord, as well as the 8 magicals on both Fairy and Bone Islands, as well as Flores and Gob from Light Island. The top 10 I chose are Tiawa, Gob, Whimsies, Wither, Clavinat, Plinkaju, Rare Snizer, Epic Drumpler, Epic Clamble, and Epic Punkleton. Some honorable mentions are Clacula, Pechidna, Platy, and Rare Woolabee. The 9th year is from October 7th, 2020 to October 4th, 2021, and it took a small step back, but still added the last 2 fire rares. This was pre-Amber Island, so the remaining fire quads and quints weren't in the game yet. We also got the first 4 fire epics, and interestingly, this marks the first year to introduce both the rare and epic versions of a monster. Kena. They're also currently the only non-seasonal monster where this is the case. Speaking of seasonals, we got Rare Gobbligord this year, as well as the introduction of Epic Ethereals with Epic Ghast and Rebro. We also got Epic Wubbox on Plant Island, and for the future, I'll be considering each Epic Wubbox variant individually, but I'll only ever pick one for the top 10 of that year. The final variants were the new rare magicals. The new monsters this year included the remaining 6 Light Island magicals, as well as the 11 Magical Sanctum magicals. For the top 10, I chose Kahoot, Zister, Ostax, Fiddlement, Frondly, Enchantling, Jamboree, Epic Kena, Epic Ziggurat, and Epic Wubbox on Plant Island. Some honorable mentions are Rorik, Larvalus, Rare Gob, Epic Ghast, and Epic Rebro. The 10th year is from October 4th, 2021 to October 11th, 2022, and it's a pretty mixed bag. We got 3 new epic fire monsters, as well as a rare and an epic seasonal. We got 2 epic ethereals and 5 new rare magicals, as well as an epic Wubbox on the 4 other natural islands. For brand new monsters, we got Pong Ping, the 8 remaining auxiliary seasonals, and Strombonin, Catalyst, Bleatnik, and Sporo. I decided the top 10 for this year are Carolong, Whizbang, Monculus, Strombonin, Catalyst, Sporo, Rare Jamboree, Epic Grumpire, Epic Geode, and Epic Wubbox on Earth Island. Some honorable mentions are Vivane, Bookworm, Fiddle, and Bleatnik. The next 3 years each added so many monsters that creating a visual aid depicting all monsters released that year would probably make me go insane. So you'll just have to do with some good old-fashioned text. The 11th year is from October 11th, 2022 to October 11th, 2023, and is the longest one yet. We got 8 rare fire monsters, 2 epic fire monsters, 4 rare magicals, 3 rare seasonals and epic jamboree, 2 epic ethereals, the new rare mythical class with 3 to start, the new rare Wublands class with 10 to start, and epic Wubbox on Gold Island. For brand new monsters, we have Mimic, Gnarls, Tuskski, and Bowhead, the 9 remaining mythical/dream mythicals, as well as the first 5 ethereal workshoppers. This is a monstrous 52 monsters to pick from, and the next 2 years only introduced more. We're getting into some tricky years with many great options, but I settled with Gnarls, Tuskski, Bowhead, Blairet, Ogler, Cherubble, Nerve, Epic Wisp, Epic Jamboree, and Epic Wubbox on Gold Island. Some honorable mentions are Mimic, Ureek, Meepkin, Gadzooks, Rare Incisor, and Rare Poke. The 12th year is from October 11th, 2023 to October 9th, 2024, and despite there being 64 monsters to choose from, there were only 12 brand new monsters. The last 11 workshop ethereals, as well as Phosphoran Phlox. Then there's a lot of variants. There's rare and epic fire monsters, epic ethereals, rare magicals, rare and epic seasonals, rare and epic mythicals, and rare wobblins. There's so many, I think picking only 10 monsters does these next 2 years a disservice. But I had to be very picky to narrow it down to 10, and they're Venshin, Pentumbra, Rismuth, Bemeebith, Phosphoran Phlox, Rare Fleechworm, Epic Susa, Epic Vivane, Epic Monculus, and Epic Kazillion. If I were to make an honorable mention section, it would be longer than the rest of the segment. But Whale, Oogity, Epic Hurlong, and Epic Whizbang. Moving on. The 13th and most recent year is from October 9th, 2024 to October 6th, 2025, and despite it adding over 70 monsters, only 10 were brand new. The 7 paranormals as well as Lobe, Bogle, and Kravlaftian Crocus. This year is more manageable for the variants added, since almost a third of the monsters added were rare magicals. We also got Rare Mimic, 8 epic fire monsters, 3 epic ethereals, the first 5 rare ethereals on Workshop, 7 rare mythicals, 5 epic dream mythicals, 7 epic wobblins, as well as epic wubbox on the Fire Islands and Ethereal Island. By far the hardest decision, but I chose Harrianet, Owlesk, Arcarina, Germ, Lobe, Bogle, Kravlaftian Crocus, Epic Dragong, Epic Hahaha, and Epic Anglo. Some honorable mentions are every other monster released this year, but specifically Shimmer, Scallywags, Dactyl, Epic Tiawa, Epic Yelmid, and Epic Bisonorous. And that's it, the top 10 monsters added in each year. I was going to add a section where I go over the monsters added this year so far, but with a lot of paranormals yet to come, as well as the remaining Titan Souls and Primordials, the list would age like milk. Next video is my what to expect for 2026, coming out January 2nd. Hope to see you then. Bye.